Now 5:16 on this Friday morning. Everybody wants to know, Peyton, how's the weekend looking?
Well, hot and a little bit of rain, and so as we get into it's that easy.
You didn't even hesitate.
Well, you know, it's that time of year here. The forecast is fairly simple, but we do want you to be careful. Those temperatures will climb into the mid-90s. Also some rain. I've got some rain on the radar this morning down towards Morgan City, a fairly large area of showers and thunderstorms. We'll keep an eye on those coastal showers. I think that is a sign that we will see some storms inland today. I've got a set of 50% chance of rain this afternoon for areas around New Orleans and the North Shore. So notice as we go through the morning, most of the rain's down along the coast. As we fast forward into the afternoon, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, we've got some downpours around. Nothing unusual here. These are classic summertime pop-up storms. Now, you do have to watch these because some of them can produce some intense lightning and heavy rain. So with heat advisory today, when it's not raining, it's 95 degrees, feeling like 112 degrees. When it is raining, you're watching for isolated street flooding, gusty winds, and frequent lightning. That is the song of summertime, and that's what we get all the way through this weekend with the hit or miss thunderstorms. Highs are going to stay in the mid-90s, and we don't have anything too unusual in our forecast. That's good. The tropics are still somewhat active, but we don't have any threats to our area. Invest 98 off the Texas coast, and Tropical Storm Erin trying to become Hurricane Erin. Let's start with 98 because it'll be moving into South Texas here later today. You've got an unorganized area of showers and storms lifting north, so going to be a rainy day from Corpus down to Padre Island and Brownsville, and that'll be where the biggest impacts from this are over the next 12 hours or so. You can see it moves inland and it brings some tropical moisture here, but really the Gulf Coast region from Texas to Louisiana, just hit or miss thunderstorms. Classic summer weather Saturday and Sunday. Tropical Storm Erin, it's struggling somewhat this morning. It's trying to develop an inner core, but it's on the cusp of being a hurricane. They're putting it a 70-mile-per-hour storm as of the 4 a.m. advisory. It's sitting about 570 miles to the northeast, or rather the east of the Leeward Islands, and it's going to continue to head west-northwest now, so we've got a little bit of a northwest component, which is going to take this storm just north of the islands this weekend. The official track does still bring this up to a hurricane today, Category 2 tomorrow, Category 3, Category 4 by early Monday. A powerful hurricane sitting just north of Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and the Turks and Caicos and Bahamas. Now, the latest track does bring it slightly closer to the Bahamas here, and so we are expecting rough seas and large waves, but we still think the worst of the hurricane is offshore. And then we still think the turn is going to happen, but a powerful, large hurricane passing just off the East Coast equals big time waves. No big changes in our tropical models. There's been some slight shifts closer to the Turks, but you can still see the turn happens Monday morning and then still out to sea it goes. We're still thinking it passes between Bermuda and the East Coast with those large waves up to 40, 50 feet possible close to the center of this strong hurricane. So there we are Sunday, Monday. Look at the massive wave fill with this thing. And so the East Coast is going to be dangerous surf for much of next week. So if you have vacation plans to the Outer Banks, ain't going to be pretty, and you're not going to be able to get in the water or even be near the water at that fact. So that's what you got. We'll be in the mid-90s all the way through really next week. We'll have hit or miss thunderstorms every day too, watching out for the lightning and gusty winds. Same thing on the marine forecast, just watching out for our thunderstorms. High tide is going to be this morning and low tide will be this afternoon.